Hello everybody, how you guys doing? Should I say happy Good Friday? Is there something like that? I know about happy Easter, but Good Friday for those of us who are Christians is a very important day, and a lot of people argue, why do you say Good Friday when it was one of the most painful experiences that Jesus Christ himself had to go through in the course of his mission. Today we're going to be talking about, willing to die for a cause. And a lot of you will also think that, oh, why are you talking about activism? Why are you showing the picture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Omoyele Sowore on a day like this? Can't you just talk about church? If you know me very well, you know that I'm a realist. I don't live in El Dorado. I'm a very, very, very huge realist. Okay? And so today we're going to be reflecting on, what Good Friday is all about. But I want to talk about Good Friday, making reference to right now. That's what I'm going to be doing. All right, guys, please try to share this video, try to invite as many people as possible, because our channel doesn't get advertised by YouTube because of what we talk about. We talk about things that they think is very volatile, things they think, oh, a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but that's who we are. That's what we're going to talk about. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe if you're a new person on our show, and if you're a repeat subscriber, I want to thank you, and I want to hope that this season will bring into your life a lot of progress and a lot of reason to be happy. A lot of you have been observing Lent and all of that, all the religious rites and traditions, and that is very good. I mean, whatever you believe in, honestly, I respect that. I am a Christian also, okay, but we have different ways that we see things. I have my own ways of seeing things. You must not necessarily agree with my way of seeing things. I was in a forum and a lot of people, they were arguing so much, and I was just pitying them. Some people took the place of defending Christianity, defending God, to the point where they were actually using very foul, abusive language on their fellow human beings. And you say you're defending the person who is supposed to be the Prince of Peace. I mean, check that out. Now, I don't want to go through the story of Jesus Christ and the story about Good Friday, but this was the day that he will eventually be buried. Okay, he will be crucified and he will be buried according to the Bible. This is that day. But why is it Good Friday? A lot of you who maybe you really don't know, you take it literally, but Good Friday is regarded as good because that is the day that Christ fulfilled his mission on earth, which is to come and pay the ultimate sacrifice of dying on the cross for people that do not love him, people that will betray him. Even after they've betrayed him, he still went on the cross and he died for them, and that by his death on the cross we now have salvation. So you see why it is a good thing. If Christ did not die on the cross, then there will not be a talk about salvation for Christians. That's why Christians think, oh my goodness, this is the day they got the greatest gift, and this is a gift that God gave to them, and the gift that Jesus Christ made possible. Because on one hand, God said, who will do this? Now, if God himself didn't love the world, he will not give his best, his only begotten son. But he chose to give his only begotten son. But choosing to do something is one thing, but the person you're choosing actually doing it is another thing. Like I said, a lot of you think it will be blasphemy, but call it what you will. From the beginning of time, God keeps sending prophets, apostles, messengers to talk to his people, to advise his people, to lead his people. And I tell you, when I look at Moele Shore, and when I look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that's why I sing about them, I talk about them like a broken record, because these people, for me, they are the messiahs of our time. They are the prophets of our time right now, our generation. And don't go and quote me and say, oh, Jesus Christ says, don't go and quote me and say Dr. Chidi says Nnamdi Kanu and Moele Shore are equal to Jesus Christ. That's not what I'm telling you, but I'm telling you that God deals with us with things that we can relate to. Excuse me. Do you understand that? When God wants to give you money, God is not going to throw down the money from heaven. God will make you, if you're a contractor, God will make you get a job, and then someone will physically pay you money. That's how God blessed you with money. So even though Jesus Christ has come, Jesus has died, Jesus has gone back to heaven, God is still ministering to us through people. God speaks to us through his chosen servants, people that he has chosen. And one characteristic that these people have, as we saw with Jesus Christ, is that they are willing to die for the cause that they have been chosen. When God chooses you, he equips you, and that is why these people behave the way they behave. Honestly speaking, I respect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so very much, so much, you will not understand. It is not because of his age, it is not because, it's just because of everything. As we speak to you right now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has taken this thing to a level that it is an unbelievable level, a very scary level, a level that makes your heart pound. When you hear that the ESN is engaged in a gun battle with the Nigerian army, it just makes your stomach turn. And it's so pathetic that this whole thing, and you know, call it a gift, call it a blessing. I think God has made it possible for me. Sometimes I don't get it right, but God has made it possible and helped me to be able to look at situations and analyze it and seem to understand what is going on. Honestly speaking, I was watching a program yesterday with Dele Momodu. You know, I love Dele Momodu, and I respect him a lot. I didn't quite know much about him. I must confess that in the past, I just thought, okay, he's an Ovation magazine person. You know, we love Ovation. I just thought it as a soft sell thing. I never knew he was as deep as he is until I interviewed him on my program. Then I understood where he's coming from and the kind of person that he is. Go and watch that program. He actually shed tears on that program. I think I should cut it. And I've never seen Dele Momodu become emotional like he did on my program. And that's when you know that you did a very good interview. But I was watching Dele Momodu yesterday in an interview, and my wife was watching too. And at a point, Dele Momodu started listing the people that for him he regarded as excuse me, the people he regarded as those that are the owners of Nigeria. But I'm just trying to justify Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here. Stay with me, because right now ESN is being fought by the Nigerian army, which I think is not a good thing. It is an accident waiting to happen. This is a very, very unfortunate point that we have gotten to. Now, Dele Momodu was mentioning the people that he considers to be the rulers of Nigeria. And these rulers of Nigeria, according to Dele Momodu, these people are those ones like a mafia. They decide what happens in Nigeria. These people determine what happens in Nigeria. I'll show you that interview. It's on Nigerian Lives Matter. Their interview with Dele Momodu. I think you too needs to hear that interview. Okay, when you hear that interview, you will understand what we are talking about. Okay, because this interview exposed something to me. Yeah, my wife asked a question. My wife asked a question during that interview, and that, in fact, when he spoke about the people who he said that they own Nigeria, you will see. Let me show you. He said, how could you have got it wrong with Buhari? Let me play that interview for you. When you hear the people he said that they own Nigeria, you will see what my wife said about that spot, and then you will know that there is wahala. Let me show you. I'll play the interview a little bit for you, and then you will understand what we're talking about. From here, listen to him as he begins to list those people that he says they are the mafia, they are the people that own the country Nigeria. Because when you are blaming Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you are saying, why are you talking about marginalization? When you're telling Omoyele Sowore, why are you calling for revolution? I need you to listen to somebody who has been there, somebody who is supposed to know. Listen to Dele Momodu list who he thinks they are the problem with Nigeria. They are the mafia. I need you to listen now from this point.
Said those who own Nigeria, they don't sleep. That in the middle of the night, if we make calls to Nigeria,
who are these people that own Nigeria? Nobody is telling. Okay,
I can tell you some of them.
Tell us, sir, who are some of them?
I've already told you they are in stages. The first is the military class. The military class still controls Nigeria till today. And at the highest level of that military class, you still have General Gawan. He's alive. He's our former head of state. You still have Chief Olusegun Obasanjo.
Are you saying Gawan is still relevant in our political issue?
It is definitely very relevant. Very, very relevant.
Okay.
You're there is no way you would have led Nigeria for about 9 years and you led Nigeria through the civil war and you will not be relevant. And don't forget that he went back to school, he did his PhD, he lived in England, he has a lot of international contacts.
So those are the people that, okay,
So Chief Olusegun Obasanjo has been the longest reigning president of Nigeria, from military head of state to civilian president. You know, from 1976 to 79, he was military head of state, and then from 1999 to 2007. So that is a long time for any man. That's about 11 years cumulatively. So Obasanjo, definitely. Of course, Muhammadu Buhari is still very relevant. He's the current president. He was our head of state 84 to 85. Of course, after that, you had Babangida. Of course, you had General Absalami Abubakar. He's part of the mafia. You have General Wushishi. He's a very quiet man that most people don't hear of. But those are the people with humongous powers in Nigeria. Of course, you have Lieutenant General Aliyu Gusso, who is rated as one of our biggest intelligence men ever in the history of Nigeria. Then, of course, the richest of them all, Lieutenant General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma, you know, with the kind of humongous resources that he has. And the persona, he has this personality of a no-nonsense man, and a lot of people really respect him. He's very fearless. He's very, very cerebral. He's very quiet, but he's one of the most intelligent officers that Nigeria ever produced. So you have that category of the military class.
The military
and
class.
Let me, wait, just a minute. And I want to tell you that since 1999, when we returned to so-called civilian rule, the military have largely dominated the elections and the victories. Obasanjo was brought, he came from prison to become president. He's a retired general. After him was Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who also was the brother of Major General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, a military man. So that's still military. He died in office. That's what gave a minority man like Jonathan from Bayelsa a chance. And you could see that after he did his own one term, they did not even allow him to stay there. The military struck again, and they brought in Buhari. And we don't know who they are planning to bring next, if it is possible. So that is the power of the military wing. That is why you will see that everything is still by force in Nigeria. And that is why you will see that even Buhari is always consolidating the military base, his military base. He doesn't joke with it. Because his military base is more important to him than the civilian base. He doesn't care what the politicians do. For as long as he has the military base, it's okay. You see that even on his way to England, the last meeting he held, he had his military guys. They come to visit him. They had their meeting there. So that base is very important to him. And that is why you will see that most of the people he has appointed from the military are northerners, like himself, because he knows that the power of a nation rests in the hands of the military. Even in America, you will see that they don't joke with you. I mean, you're an American. You don't joke with the military. The military is strong in every institution, everywhere in the world. So that's that. Then under that, now you have the cultural, religious leaders. You have the Sultan of Sokoto, who is the head of the Nigerian Muslims. You will see that for Muslims to start their fast, to end the fast, the Ramadan, the Sultan must give instructions. He must sight the moon. He is very powerful, no matter who is there. Fortunately, the Sultan that we have right now is a very, very cerebral man, well educated, but he was also in the military. In case you don't know, so he was a military officer. So he is the current Sultan. He is extremely powerful. Of course, we have a few of them in the south, the Oni officer. By virtue, so he is co-chairman of the traditional rulers of Nigeria. So the Sultan is there on one side, and then the Oni officer is there from the south. So they are counterparts. Then I told you about the economic wing, the business community. They also have their mafia. You have the Dangotes, the Macadenugas, the Otedolas, the Tony Edumedus, the Chimovias, the Haiti Mokwedes, you know, the Abat Wigwes.
I used to about Wigwe is a co-owner of Nigeria. That's my friend.
Definitely. You don't control one of the largest banks in any country, and you won't have.
It's one of the
major. Access Bank, Diamond Bank, trust me, that is power. The power of money. Everything we're talking about is all about money. At the end of the day, whether you are military, you are religious, you are traditional, it's still about money. So there are people, when they cough, everybody else will catch a cold. Aliko Dangote is a one-man mafia in the area of business. He's a man who's been able to build such a stupendous empire. Very, very daring, very brave, not just in Nigeria, across the continents of Africa and beyond. So there is no way their interest will not be taken into. You cannot be president of Nigeria without those guys showing interest who you are.
I hope you heard him talking about the owners of Nigeria. When he talked about military owners, when he talked about the military, I don't know if you heard any Southerner there talked about all of them. Was listening. Istana, let me say Istana, because now we're talking about Nnamdi Kanu's struggle. Did you hear about any Istana there? None, not one person. You're talking about religious leaders. He talked about Sultan, this, that one. The people that when they decide what happened, it was the Islamic leaders. Didn't hear about anything from the East. Even the big pastors didn't mention anybody who was an Igbo man, a Biafran, somebody from that part. You know what I'm talking about. When it came to finance, yes, he talked about Ovie, Tony Lumelu, and all of that. But who owns the money in those banks? These are just figureheads. Who owns it? When you talk about economy, you talked about Otedola, Dangote, not an Igbo man, not someone from the East, even from other parts of the country, just to let you know that these are the people who run the nation. And then somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now say that, look, my people are not part of what is going on. I mean, just look at that list. When they are reading all of those things, somebody like me, do you know how it makes my heart just fall? I'm asking myself, am I really part of this country? In this holy question, they are discussing all the detailed discussion is going over my head. It's like I'm not even part of the discussion. I don't know if you understand. It's like I am not part of the discussion. All the names that are being called, all the people influencing, all the, it's like I'm not part of the thing. Because there are people who own the country. Apart from all these ethnic connotations that you see in it, you see they all belong to a circle. And whether you're a Hausa, Yoruba, Fulani, anything that you are, if you are not in that circle, you don't matter. There is no hope for you, because the country belongs to a certain group of people. And so that is why when you see the freedom fighters, you see the activists, you see our comrades who are committed in fighting for the liberation of their fellow citizens living inside our country, you need to understand that they are the saviors of our time right now. They are the apostles of our time. They are the messengers that God has sent to us. When you pray to Jesus Christ, and remember when Jesus Christ said that I will send the Father, when I go up to heaven, I will tell the Father and he will send the Holy Spirit who will be your comforter. Well, guess what? The Holy Spirit is here to open your eyes and to make you see and understand what you're supposed to do. You see, there are some fights that God himself will not fight for you. Why didn't God, who was standing on the side of the children of Israel, why didn't God just straight on order that, people, when Esther and Mordecai, when their people were going to be slaughtered, Why didn't God just give an order so that the angel of God will just go and kill the people that were trying to kill them? Mordecai went to the king and he said, first of all, he told Esther, you need to go and ask the king, go tell him what we are facing. There has to be some physical action that followed. When they got to the king now said, even though I have made a proclamation, but I am going to give an order that you guys go ahead and protect yourself. Engage in self-defense. Anybody that comes after you, you defend yourself and do what you have to do. Did you see that? These are people of God. These are children of God. So that's why that you see how I practice my Christianity. So don't be a Christian and be waiting for the Holy Spirit to come down because they told you the Holy Spirit will come down. You wait in your room and wait for the Holy Spirit to come and go and fight your battle. God has equipped you already. It is for you to make the move. Remember the guy by the pool of Bethesda. Bethesda. Sorry. They were asking him, why are you here by the pool that people travel long distances to come and get healing? He said, nobody to push me. How did you get to the place? God is waiting for you to take that leap of faith. And it is that leap of faith that I see people like Mazinam Dekano and Omoyele Shore taking. Remember when I had the argument with some of you about revolution and what Biafra is doing and all of that, and I told you people, you seem to misunderstand what is going on. Watch these two people carefully. Sure, I know, I'm not guessing, I'm telling you. You know I should know now. Do I need to say any further? Sure, calling for revolution is because he himself is willing to die for that cause, a cause to liberate his people. And this cause is a cause that shows you death in front of you. A Dangote's death, you see death threat. You know that you could lose your life. But people like him are willing to die for that cause. And why is he asking you for revolution? Because he wants you to know that if you go and play that video more, you'll see that Dele Momodu said it clearly. There is no way we are going to get our freedom except through a war. I don't care how this war happens. It may not be the literal war where war between nations. No. It is a situation where they have brought the war to you and you are defending yourself. Every time there is a war, there is always an aggressor and the guy who is defending himself. There is the one who starts the trouble, and the reason why the other person goes to war is that he has to defend his people. Somebody threatens to you and say, you know what? There's always somebody who shoots the first gun. There's always somebody who throws the first punch. A fight is a fight. Forget that it has the connotation of war and then we all get scared. It is whether, just look at what happened in Ebonyi State. Just look at what happened in Ebonyi State. I can't show you the pictures, but you know, 25 people killed. There was 15, now 25. People went there. They are not hiding. They said they were Fulani headsmen in Enugu State. I mean, Ebonyi State, not far from Enugu State. They came there, they mounted a roadblock, and they were killing people. They were killing people. All that while, people were making calls. The police knew. People made calls and they said, please don't come over. These people, they knew that this operation was going on. The operation lasted for hours until they were able to kill 25 people. And when they killed these people and burnt their bikes, All the way in Nsukka, the same thing happened. They killed how many people? Is it not a word that they've brought to you? And now, ESN now went to that place to try to help. And the Nigerian government now turns onto the person who is the one defending himself. We're kidding ourselves in this country if we don't understand what what has happened, what is upon us. The funny thing is, the federal government will come and be denying. Some people will come and, the people that did the thing themselves, they will say, we did it. Go and tell Mazi that we did it. When they attacked Governor Autumn, they said, we did it. Go and tell Governor Autumn that we did it. This is why he escaped. This is why he escaped. It is only somebody from their side that can tell that story the way they told the story. He said, it is we that, and the federal government still doesn't want to accept it. Did you hear now that the federal government went after those people, even though Governor Autumn gave their exact location? No. Did you hear from Dele Momodu now, the people that own the country? Is this still making sense to you? Or you're still living in deceit, waiting for God to come down from heaven because you're a Christian? You talk about the sacrifice that Jesus Christ made on the cross. Today you're going to talk about it. You're going to be pious. You're going to be holy. 3 days from today we'll be celebrating Christ rising from the dead. Rising from the dead. You know about all of those things. You did Lent. And yet you do not want to face reality. You do not want to deal with the reality that is right before you. What kind of a person are you? You're living in self-denial. You just want to be religious and pious, and God is looking at you and laughing. Except we all rise up. Go and play Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's video that we stayed up to do it a few hours ago. He said he's waiting for people to rise. You have to have a mass action. If you leave ESN the way it is going, ESN will be obliterated. They will be destroyed. They will be snuffed like light. ESN is supposed to be a catalyst. You keep saying, how many ammunition do they have? What firepower? Somebody has to stop asking. Somebody called me today from Oka, and it was no matter what he was saying, I knew where he was going. It's Istana and find me something. And then he started talking about, you people have to come back and help us here. I said, no, we're done with coming back to help you. You that is there, what have you done for yourself? Do you even agree? Do you even accept? If we were supposed to do what we're supposed to do, would ESN be in Nsukka trying to defend the people of Nsukka against ESN, against Fulani headsmen? And the people of Nsukka are running away, going to safeguard their life run inside their homes. How about you block the road? How about when you hear that the people came to save you, that they are attacking them? How about you start a riot? How about you start a protest? But no. Every governor is busy now starting up their vigilante. Wike is starting his own in Port Harcourt. Another person is starting their own. Enugu State has their own. Anambra has their own. To try to diffuse what ESN is doing. I find that very ridiculous. I don't know why Igbo people are like this. I don't know why you see that people are. Why do you always allow them to infiltrate you? Did you see the military coming? Did you see the police? Did you see them coming before? Didn't you shout and shout and shout? Did the federal government send their troops to help you? Did you not shout? Because they knew that the people that were attacking you were achieving their aim. They just want to keep weakening you. Why are you talking? Don't you know that you are a conquered people? Every time I say it provokes people. They stop saying, no. These people treat you like you are conquered. If you don't like it, then behave like somebody who is not conquered. when an animal has been subdued, you see them trying to see all these people chasing an animal. They chase the animal, even a lion, a tiger. The animal will be fighting, biting the thing they are using to doing all that until finally you see it. It will get tired. When it gets tired, what happens? They come, they capture it, they put it in a cage. They have subdued it. It's been conquered. What can the animal do again? If the animal was not conquered, then let the animal fight. That is the position of our people. And it is a very, very, very unfortunate, sad, and frustrating situation. That the ones who have sacrificed themselves, the ones who are willing to die for this cause, they don't get the recognition that they need. Look at the Moele Shore in Nigeria. Just shouting, just now it's just like he's struggling, just struggling. Living right there. Where there is a bullet, there's a sniper pointing a bullet at his head every second of the day. If you were his wife, what would you be thinking? Every night the wife goes to bed in New York. She doesn't know what kind of news she's going to wake up to. Every day Shore goes out. He knows that the police is watching him. He knows that SSS is watching him. Of course, haven't you noticed? Anywhere he just goes, within 10 minutes, police is there. Why? Because there's somebody following him. That person cannot come and start showing up because they are plain clothes. They are in an unmarked vehicle. We know. Sometimes they are seen. We know. Every time he moves, they are following him. Then whenever you see, they just call on the phone. Okay, I'm gonna come on. This guy don't start to, it's up to something. 10 minutes later, you think Nigeria police is that efficient? You think Nigeria police is so efficient? Every time, 10 minutes, they're already there. How? Why? It's because there are people following him. If they were that efficient, think now. You see that I told you sometimes. God just helps me to analyze situations and to now tell you what is the real thing that is going on. The only reason you see that police appears every time Shore comes out and starts civil disobedience is because they were already following him. But the people following him, they cannot expose themselves. So they will now call base. And then by the time you now see them with their pickup, they now come to the place. It was the time it took for them to call and the time it took for them to leave the place and come. That's the gap between when you see Shore start an action and the time they come to arrest him. Oh, have you forgotten that those times when he's arguing with these people, they have real life ammunition? Real life ammunition. They are not joking. They are not joking. These are part of the people that own the country. They don't like him. And they will give anything to get him out of the way because he's causing a problem for them. If Shore leaves Nigeria right now, what you think they will be crying? They'll be so happy. How do I know? Don't you know that Mandate has left the country? Mandate that used to go to court with Shore is no longer in the country right now. Do you hear them talking about it every day? They are like, thank God that one don't come out. That's the same thing they will do with Shore. And Shore knows it. And that's a decision he has taken. Honestly speaking, very like die-hard decision. Almost like a suicidal thing. Said, no, Chidi, I'm not living anywhere. I know how to get out of this country. It's not a big deal. This country has no borders. But he chose to be there. And so, when people are willing to lay their lives down for the cause that they believe in, for the same cause that you and I fight every day, we need to appreciate them. Even as we are in this season today, that is Good Friday and Lenten season for people who are Roman Catholics and Anglicans and the Orthodox religion and other Christians. It is a time that I want us to reflect on our true position, what is happening to us. Not just living see, that's why people say, Chidi, are you really a pastor? What do you think? Some of us just live in the pages of the Bible, somewhere in between the pages of the Bible, where it is still, and you still speak, thou art lovest, believest thou not me, thinkest thou not that thou knowest thee. Why? Just so that you sound spiritual? Isn't that stupid? You want to talk to somebody to explain something for them just so that you show that you're a Christian and you're very Jim. You start speaking, thou mayest knowest that. That person won't understand. Just tell the person that you will know. Thinkest thou not? No, tell the person, do you not think that? That person will understand you. So, am I a pastor? Am I not a pastor? That's your business. Am I born again? That is your own business. But let me tell you something. The sooner you wake up to what is the true situation of things, the better for you. I'm telling you the truth. Let me show you what is going on in America, so that when you see ESN, I'm going to show this video. I know my wife will be upset, but see, a lot of people do this thing too. I don't know why we can't do it. It's okay when you can preview a video. So we are going to preview this video so that we can show you what it's all about. Okay, I want to let me preview this video so that I will show you what is going on in America right now. Okay, I'll show you what's going on in America right now. The NCAF, I don't know if some of you know them. NCAF, these people, they are the people who they are tired of what the police is doing to black people. And so you know what they say? They say, no, enough is enough. We are now going to defend our people. And so they formed a militarized group. Do you understand? They formed a militarized group, and this group is fully armed to the teeth. Of course, the laws there allow them to carry arms. Okay, but this is, I know it's funny. Immediately they formed this. Remember, they used to have white militia. This is a militia group, and I'll show you. I'm going to take it from MSNB. Okay, see these people. They have white supremacist groups. They carry guns. Did you see them when they came to the Capitol, where the senators were? They had their guns fully equipped, and so this group said, no, we are going to form our own group to defend our people. Now watch this group and tell me whether you see a resemblance between them and ESN.
The sounds of war, right here at home. This is the NFAC, an all-black militia with a mission to defend the black community by any means necessary.
So this is training for one of the new chapters. Yes.
Appearing by the hundreds at protests from Stone Mountain, Georgia to Louisville, Kentucky, demanding justice for police killings and countering what they believe is the threat of right-wing militias. It's a movement started in 2017 by this man, former musician and Army veteran John Grandmaster J. Johnson.
You see what we're talking about? You see that kind of group, and that is America. I'm not going into their organization, their membership. I don't belong to them. I don't belong to any militia group, just for the record. But that is just to show you that sometimes when people are pushed to the wall, they do what they have to do. And what is expected from us, is to do nothing but to appreciate these people. We should support these people. We should be the ones that are making them feel like what they're doing is not a waste. And every time you see this kind of thing, let me tell you something. Every time you see this kind of thing, the powers that be, oh, sorry about that. The powers that be never ever support them. The powers that be make sure that these people are brought down. And honestly, I don't think we should be deceived. We should not be deceived when we see the government of the day trying to discredit them, trying to make it look like those people. I'm looking for something. I'm looking to show you these people too, and you will understand that what they are doing is no different. You know, sometimes when we do our own thing, we neglect it, and we don't try to value it. When you see other people doing it, it makes sense. So when you look at this militia now, ESN, you tell me what is the difference between what you saw those people doing and what they are doing here. And you saw that happening in America with all the security that they have in America. Not to talk of right now in Nigeria, when there is absolute, you know, one fact that everybody now agrees to right now is that there's absolute insecurity in Nigeria. It's not working anymore at all. And so when you see these people, the ESM people patrolling with their military outfit and their equipment, you really have to acknowledge them. You need to support them. You need to make sure that you do not engage in anything at all that is detrimental to what they are doing. The same way with Moyele Shore calling for revolution now, you have to support that call. Anytime there's a call for a protest, like there's a protest going on in London today, it will happen today, it will happen tomorrow, it will happen on Sunday. If you are in UK, you must come out and support these people. Yes, come out and support them. Come out and support our guys that are in UK fighting, asking the UK government to send Buhari home. Because how can Buhari allow everything to degenerate in Nigeria, then when he gets sick, he will run abroad? No, that is unacceptable to us. And that's why they're asking the British government to send him back home. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are some of us who believe that it is. Don't say, okay, you know what, Buhari is dead, why are we going to do? Even if you believe that Buhari is dead, like I tried to explain to you people, that some of us who are still saying Buhari go home, we don't believe he's alive. Shore calls him a mannequin. It is of no use to us. But because the world recognizes him as the president of Nigeria, because the world will still give him audience. Since they are giving him audience, we want to make sure that as they are giving that audience, that they know that, hey, this man you're giving audience is not a good man. That people are dying in the hospitals that he built. That he takes money every year saying that, oh, they are buying equipment and all of that. That people are dying in those hospitals. So you should tell him to come and take treatment in those hospitals. What is good for the geese is good for the gander, whatever. If he thinks that the hospitals in Nigeria, including the State House, the Asokoro Clinic or whatever, if he thinks that is substandard and he does not think it is fit for human beings, then he himself should be made to use it. Why give him a professional treatment? He should be made to use that one. You see, Muhammadu Buhari is a wicked person. Very, very wicked. I'm going to play you this tape by the northern leaders when Buhari won and they went to congratulate him. Because sometimes we'll just be accusing people. Look, you cannot you cannot downplay ethnic politics. Any person who understands politics will tell you that politics is a local game. Politics is a local game. Politics has to start from base. Okay, so it matters how you carry your people. It matters that your people support you. And so Buhari has a base. I don't have anything with him, you know, carrying his people supporting him, his people rejoicing when they win, because whoever wins, their own people will rejoice with them. But listen to the advice that northern leaders gave to Muhammadu Buhari, so that you know that this man is personally wicked. Him or whoever is the mafia that he has with him. Listen to the advice that northern leaders gave to him. Compare it with what you saw him do along the line. That's why Shore keeps insisting that, look, this man is just wicked. Don't keep saying it is not him, it is not him. Try to understand. We need to realize that whatever is going on is according to what this man wanted. I'm telling you the truth. That's why you must keep saying it is Buhari, it is Buhari. Even if it is in a vegetative state, even if it is dead, even if there's a mannequin, even if it's a double, we must say it is Buhari. If it's not him, who else? Do you understand the game now? Now listen to what the northern leaders told Buhari when he won. Listen to their advice.
He was a military leader. This time around, I'm sure. Allah has brought him to correct the ills of the past, to reform.
But sir,
it is easy.
And you know it was easy when
you were there as a military leader.
But what made it easy?
But what made it easy? Justice. With justice, you can rule Nigeria well. Justice is the key. If you do justice to all and sundry, and I say all and sundry because Allah said, فَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. If you are going to judge between people, do justice, irrespective of their tribe, religion, or even political inclination. Justice must be done to whosoever deserves it. Power can remain in the hands of an infidel if he is just and fair, but it will not remain in the hands of a believer if he is unfair and unjust. Behind every crisis anywhere in the world is injustice. The solution to that crisis is justice. The world itself can never be governed by force, never by fear, even never by power. In the end, what governs is the mind, what conquers is the spirit. And the weapons of governing the mind and conquering the spirit are justice and fair play. Justice. I have always known you to be a man of justice. I ask you please to continue. Don't change. Don't compromise this justice with anything. May Allah help you. Mr. President, sir, you know what we have gone through. I am not asking you, and I know you will not, to discriminate against any part of Nigeria, but I am asking you to do justice to all parts of Nigeria. Justice will bring about peace. Peace and stability are the prerequisites of development. Development will bring employment. With employment, you will not have idle people. An idle man is a devil's workshop. An idle man thinks nothing but evil. He plans nothing but evil, wants to do nothing but evil. Justice will do all these. I know you can do it. Do justice to us. Do justice to them. Do justice to everybody. Allah will reward you for that. There are certain things that perhaps people may say that political consideration. Well, you have that, Mr. President, sir. It's God that you should always have at the back of your mind. For you believe that one day you will stand before God to account for all that you have done. I would rather that you disappoint people rather than disappoint your great Creator. And may God grant that you will do that which will please God. So we have come to congratulate you and to congratulate ourselves. This is what we have been looking for. We have been looking for a Nigerian. And whatever anybody may say, you are a Nigerian. But a Nigerian with a sense of justice and fair play. And by past records, you have that sense of justice and fair play. We are looking for a Nigerian that will be committed, dedicated, and you are such a person. We are therefore expecting much from you. We are expecting much from you. We on our side are prepared to give you whatever support in form of advice or anything that will enable you to succeed in your task. Insha'Allah, you will succeed. Insha'Allah, nobody will laugh at us. Insha'Allah, you will. My goodness. By the grace of God, this is a potential greatest Nigerian leader that we have ever had.
Okay guys, I had to play that video to make you understand that it is very easy. It is very, very easy for you to lead people well if only you have justice as your watchword. There's two things that this guy said that stood out for me. This was a perfect advice that, and you see, that's why when somebody like Shore, when I ask him, are you Yoruba? And he hesitates. He says, look, I don't want to dwell on this ethnic thing. You have to respect him. He has a cause. He has a mission. We all have our own race that we are running. Shore believes that in every tribe there are bad people. There are wicked people. There are terrible people. Do you see that anybody that uses this man's Metamasule's script, if this was a manual, if this was a handout, anybody who uses that manual or that handout, even if you're a 10-year-old, you can rule any nation. Because he advised justice. He said, look, even though we are Muslims, but let me tell you something, that God will leave power in the hands of somebody who is not a Muslim, who is an infidel, according to the way they see other people. Like a Christian saying somebody who is not born again, or somebody who is hidden. Because you see, a lot of us, we are not exposed. We don't like to know about how other people think. We think it's only us and religion, and that's how the world ends. No, God doesn't see that way. So he says that from their perspective, that their God will leave power in the hands of the person who is not a believer, as long as that person rules by justice. But he will take power from the person who is anointed, who is revered, who is godly, who is born again, prays 20 times, does their ablution, whatever, goes to Mecca 20 times in a year. God will take power from you because you rule with injustice. So what does that tell you? You don't need a crystal globe. You don't need what is it, crystal ball, to know that Buhari's days were already finished, not numbered, finished. It's like somebody's dead and he's just a walking corpse. Finished. His government, his empire, everything he stood for. You don't need to be told. He has ruled with a lot of injustice. He has marginalized people. This country has marginalized people of the East. Everybody knows it. Everybody, unless you're not being truthful to yourself. Go back to that video I played, and they are listing people who are supposed to be, in Nigeria, making things happen, owning the place. And you are wondering. What? It's like my people are not even in the discussion. And do you know that affects a lot of my friends? A lot of my friends, when they're going to say, let's do this, let me, they just, when they name Lagos, Abuja, Kano, they forget. They forget me, they forget my university, they forget we don't exist. We don't exist. But just know that if you rule without injustice, God himself will shatter your kingdom. Your kingdom will not stand. And that is what is going to happen to the kingdom of APC, Muhammadu Buhari, and all the wicked people who hold Nigeria. Because there's a force. Remember when you pray, they say, pray over the prince of Nigeria. They say, prince that is reigning over Nigeria, wicked prince. And that is who we are contending with, both spiritually and physically. He now said something. He said, Muhammad Buhari, look, it doesn't matter. I know some people will say you're not Nigeria, but go ahead. This is what we are looking for. Let me tell you something. As much as we criticize Fulani people, we didn't have a problem before. Why? Because none of us, Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa, we all came to. If you listen to Nnamdi Kanu every time, or you go online, you will see him chronicle the journey of Biafrans to where they are today. And you see that we all came from somewhere. So you see, even the Fulani people have a right. And you're saying, Chidi, are you saying that? Yes, the Fulani people have a right to be in Nigeria like every other person. The problem is that you cannot be in Nigeria and now kill the people that you met when you came there, intimidate them, overrun them. That is not acceptable by all standards at all. It is not acceptable to us. It is not acceptable. It is not acceptable. So what am I saying today? I'm saying that for the people, as we're talking about Good Friday, and we appreciate the work that Christ finished on the cross for our salvation, as we look at today with all this pain, and we call it Good Friday, I want everybody to know that in my heart of hearts, the people that I think about when I think about what Christ did on the cross are people like Nnamdi Kanu and Omoyele Sowore, because these are young men of our generation. And I still call them young men because just like Jesus Christ, they were very young when they started this thing, and they have not given up. So I really want to salute them today, because I know, this is a period where we just think about sacrifice and betrayal. Everything that Jesus Christ went through, they are going through it at the hands of people that they're supposed to be fighting for, defending, at the hands of people who are supposed to love them. They are going through all of these things, and they have not given up. And my prayer is that because Jesus Christ has died on the cross for all of us, they will not have to die again. They will live to enjoy the fruits of their labor. My prayer is that Nnamdi Kanu will live to see an independent state of Biafra. My prayer is that Omoyele Sowore will one day live to see the Nigerian system brought to a halt through a revolution. That's why he has been saying revolution before dissolution. Because when you have a revolution, when there is a mass action, when we take back the country from those mafian people, then we can now have a properly constituted constitution that allows for referendum, that's your right to agitating for your own country will be enshrined in that constitution. Because listen to everybody, including Dele Momodu, when he was talking yesterday, they will tell you that nobody will grant you the referendum that you're asking for. And so that's really where I want to end today's broadcast. I really want to thank all of you for your support, for continuing to stay with us, and it's just something we must continue to do. I don't want you to give up. I'm not planning to give up. We'll just have to continue doing this thing, and God will give us the grace to not give up. That's all I can say. We can't give up. We must continue until we achieve this thing, because it is achievable. If all of us just get up at once, it is achievable. I want to also recognize a lot of my friends who are in this business, my fellow YouTubers. I'm going to be having a chat with them. So many of them, I told you guys about them yesterday, and I want you to know that we will continue to promote them. We'll continue to promote them until let me see if I can. Yeah, I have them here. I'm going to have a chat with Nigerian YouTubers. It's going to be happening on Saturday the 17th of April, right on this channel, and then on their different channels. Okay, so please, I want you to reserve these dates. You can see the people I have there, all very, very powerful people. Dele Momodu, Obodo Ibo TV, Pararang, Coco Mama, Sahara Reporters, World Desk, Object Media TV, Adeola Firehome, Keeping It Real, Katia Velino, Maya Guns Diary, Africa Rise TV, and Worship Media, Jade Osa Gist, Dr. Damages, Augusta Gold, BVI Channel, Summer Vlog, Njenje Media, Linda Ikeji, and Elomba Media. This is just our own little effort in bringing everybody together to make you guys understand what we're doing, you know, the challenges that we have doing the job that we're doing, and why we do what we do, and if there are successes that has been recorded. We're going to talk about all of that. I know you say, oh wow, there are too many people. No, the way it is structured, you're going to enjoy it. Everybody's going to get a chance to talk about their experience. I've not seen this kind of interview before. It's not a regular thing you see people do on Zoom. These are professionals. These are people who are solid in what they do. No nonsense, every one of them. You know them, so I don't need to oversell. But thank you so much, and please continue to pray for people. Continue to pray for ESN, those men and women. What they are doing, only God can reward them. They are sacrificing their lives just to defend us. I think it's a noble thing they are doing. It doesn't matter whatever blackmail that we're seeing against them, God will protect them, and God will give us victory at last. On behalf of all of us here and the Toronto studios of Worship Media, on behalf of Dr. Erica and everybody who helps us from all around the world, I want to wish you guys a good Friday. Should I say happy Good Friday? But most importantly, I want to wish you guys happy Easter to every one of you, your families, and your friends, and whoever are your loved ones. I will be with you guys on Monday as we continue to push the envelope, and God will help us. Take care, and bye-bye.